Nature's power is both awe-inspiring and terrifying. Throughout history, we've witnessed weather events so extreme that they changed the course of human lives forever. In today's video, we're counting down the top 10 most extreme weather events in history, events that devastated entire regions and left a lasting impact on the world. Let's dive into these incredible forces of nature. On December 26, 2004, a massive undersea earthquake with a magnitude of 9.1 to 9.3 struck off the west coast of Sumatra, triggering a series of tsunamis that devastated coastal regions in 14 countries, including Indonesia, Thailand, Sri Lanka, and India. The earthquake displaced the seafloor, creating massive waves that reached heights of 100 feet, 30 meters in some areas. More than 230,000 people were killed, and millions were displaced, making it one of the deadliest natural disasters in modern history. The tsunami also caused widespread destruction of property, infrastructure, and ecosystems. The global response was swift, with billions of dollars in aid provided to the affected countries. The disaster also led to the establishment of more comprehensive tsunami warning systems around the Indian Ocean. The summer of 2003 saw one of the deadliest heat waves in recorded history, with temperatures soaring to over 104 F40C across much of Europe. The heat wave caused the deaths of an estimated 70,000 people, particularly in France, where many elderly citizens were left vulnerable due to inadequate heat wave preparedness. In addition to human casualties, the heat wave caused widespread wildfires, water shortages, and damage to agriculture. Rivers like the Danube and the Rhine reached record low levels, affecting shipping and industry. The European heat wave of 2003 was a wake-up call about the dangers of extreme heat in a changing climate, and led to new heatwave action plans across the continent. Cyclone Nargis struck Myanmar on May 2, 2008, with devastating consequences. The storm made landfall with winds of 135 miles per hour, 215 kilometers per hour. But it was the storm surge, which swept through the Irrawaddy Delta, that caused the most destruction. Over 138,000 people died, and millions were left homeless. The storm destroyed vast swaths of farmland, leading to severe food shortages. The Myanmar government was widely criticized for its slow response and refusal of international aid in the immediate aftermath. Cyclone Nargis underscored the vulnerability of developing nations to extreme weather events, and the importance of international cooperation in disaster relief. The TriState Tornado of March 18, 1925, holds the record as the deadliest tornado in United States history, killing 695 people and injuring over 2,000. The tornado, an estimated F5 on the Fujita scale, traveled an unprecedented 219 miles 352 kilometers across Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana, obliterating entire towns in its path. With wind speeds exceeding 300 miles per hour 483 kilometers per hour, the tornado leveled buildings, uprooted trees, and hurled debris over long distances. Its long duration, massive size, and rapid movement made it particularly deadly, as residents had little time to seek shelter. The Tri-State Tornado remains a chilling example of the power of extreme weather, and a reminder of the importance of early warning systems. Though a volcanic event, the eruption of Mount Tambora in Indonesia in April 1815 triggered extreme global weather changes that deserve mention. In any discussion of weather-related disasters, the eruption was the most powerful in recorded history, releasing an immense volume of ash and gases into the atmosphere. This caused a volcanic winter, drastically lowering global temperatures, and leading to what is now known as the year without a summer in 1816. Crops failed across Europe and North America, leading to widespread famine and food riots. In China, unseasonable frost and floods caused rice harvests to fail, leading to one of the worst famines in Chinese history. The Mount Tambora eruption altered global weather patterns for years, and had a profound impact on human societies around the world. Typhoon Tip, which formed in the Pacific Ocean in October 1979, holds the record for being the largest and most intense tropical cyclone ever observed. At its peak, Tip's wind speeds reached 190 miles per hour 305 km/h, and its diameter spanned 1,380 miles 2,220 km, roughly half the size of the contiguous United States, while its impact on land was relatively limited compared to other typhoons. Tip caused severe flooding and landslides in Japan, killing 86 people and leaving thousands homeless. The typhoon's immense size and strength remain a record in meteorological history. Serving as a reminder of nature's sheer power, it also spurred advances in typhoon prediction and monitoring technology in the decades that followed. The Dust Bowl refers to the period of severe dust storms that devastated the United States Great Plains during the 1930s, exacerbating the economic hardship of the Great Depression. A combination of drought, overfarming, and poor soil management practices turned fertile farmland into a barren desert, causing massive dust storms that darkened the skies and destroyed homes and crops. Thousands of families were forced to abandon their farms and migrate westward, particularly to California, in search of work and better living conditions. The disaster displaced nearly 3.5 million people. The Dust Bowl not only shaped United States agricultural policy but also inspired major cultural works, including John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath. It remains one of the worst ecological disasters in United States history and a lesson in environmental conservation. Hurricane Katrina is one of the most infamous hurricanes in United States history, primarily due to its impact on New Orleans and the Gulf Coast. Making landfall as a Category 5 hurricane, Katrina brought winds of up to 175 miles per hour 280 kilometers per hour, causing massive destruction across Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. However, the most catastrophic damage occurred when levees failed in New Orleans, flooding 80% of the city. Over 1,800 people died, and thousands were displaced. The damage was estimated at $125 billion, making it one of the costliest natural disasters in United States history. The slow and inadequate federal response highlighted systemic issues in disaster preparedness and relief efforts. Katrina also raised questions about climate change, as rising sea levels and warmer oceans were thought to contribute to the hurricane's strength. On November 13, 1970, the Bola Cyclone struck the densely populated lowlands of East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, and parts of India. Winds of 115 miles per hour, 185 kilometers per hour, and a massive storm surge, reaching heights of 35 feet, 10.6 meters, swept through the Ganges Delta, devastating entire communities. The cyclone is responsible for the deaths of between 300,000 and 500,000 people, making it the deadliest tropical cyclone ever recorded. The storm's aftermath sparked widespread criticism of the Pakistani government's response, leading to political upheaval and contributing to the independence movement that led to the creation of Bangladesh. The Bola Cyclone remains a stark reminder of the vulnerability of coastal communities to extreme weather events, especially when compounded by socio-political challenges. The 1931 floods in China remain the deadliest weather-related disaster in recorded history. A combination of extreme snowmelt, torrential rains, and poor infrastructure led to widespread flooding along the Yangtze, Yellow, and Huai rivers. An estimated 1 to 4 million people perished due to drowning, disease, and famine. Entire villages were submerged, and major cities like Wuhan were severely impacted. The floods not only destroyed crops and livestock, but also displaced millions of people. The disaster triggered widespread famine, leading to desperate survival measures. Cholera and typhoid spread rapidly through the contaminated floodwaters, further increasing the death toll. The 1931 China floods remain a devastating reminder of the impact of extreme weather combined with socio-political factors, like unregulated infrastructure development. The sheer magnitude of these events reminds us of nature's unstoppable force and the importance of being prepared for the unexpected. Which weather event shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible insights from around the world. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.